I brought this show so that we can correct the record for yesterday. Is it yesterday? I think so. When we did a show where I was asking a question, Yekuti ko, why is it that it's Wikino Chivayo who has signed a deal with Dangote, and yet Vana George Charamba and all ZANU-PF propaganda machine, Varikuti Zimbabwe is actually written a deal with Dangote, and of course, it will be just the hero worshippers and the parrots that are supporting Gananda, who are coming up with these narratives of saying he came to sign and so on and so forth. And even that signing yakaitika yachona inonzi vakasaina inongonzi global agreement, apana business deal rakasainwa. Ndo dambudziko ratinonetserana neZANU-PF. The same Dangote was in Zambia, right? And we didn't hear any noises from Zambia about Dangote being in Zambia. Just imagine. But yedu noise yatinonzwa medu manje yakaoma. ZANU-PF would turn it into, something that you can never, ever, understand. Vano turn things upside down. Vano exaggerate zvinu. Vanoti. And it's funny. It's funny that vakuita sekunonza hameno kuya kwa Dangote kwatoita zvinotyisa zvikazodi. Dangote was in Zambia. All right, chazo yatombobata nyaya Jojo Tengere gatimbomira chazo ndoyatsokuverengerai report yacho about what happened in the Statehouse. But let me just maybe show you a video ya Dangote ari ku Zambia, and we did not even hear any noises about it. Zambians were not making any fuss about it. This is the video.
Without power, there's no growth. No growth without power anywhere. And then when you have power, you will actually unleash growth in the country. When you do that, you talk less when you go out there to campaign to tell people what you've done, because they will see what it is. They will actually feel it. It's not like education where it takes several years before you can see the benefit of it. But this one, once you give power, it gives other things, opportunities, GDP growth, and it will give a lot of disposable income, just like what you mentioned, Your Excellency, saying that, yes, today in Zambia, you are using rain-fed agriculture. So rain-fed agriculture, it means that you are going to do one season. But right now, you go to countries where they are doing 3 crops per season. So if you are going to do 3 crops, it means that something like maize, which you are good at, you'll actually flood the entire African continent with maize. So,
right. So this is Dangote there in Zambia. And he was talking about the issue in markets, electricity. I don't know. Up to now, I still don't understand whether we can say, is Zambia that poor? Zambia panyaya markets. Because I think, Zimbabwe and Zambia must begin to move away from this hydroelectricity. I'm telling you, what is wrong with our leaders? Because it's a high time we move away from crying about the Kariba Dam all the time. We must be moving away from that. Kuna a lot of other sources that can help us generate electricity. Just imagine we've got the Vumba Mountains in Zimbabwe. All those Vumba Mountains, we can put turbines there. Windmills, and we can have wind producing electricity for us. People should move away. There's a lot of coal in Zimbabwe, excessive coal. Wherever we have a river or a dam, a big dam that is constant in terms of water supply, we can put an electricity plant there. It's possible. Manyuchi Dam, Mvura is always there. Why not go closer to Manyuchi Dam, go and establish another power station? Toisa railway, manya takura marasha from Wange, ashimanya chinda ikoko, tono produce another ningi, tonate another power station ikoko. Tuenda kunana Vumba Mountains, kwese kuya toisa mateba, toita wind. to nice ma solar panels all over. We've got vast lands. We can put solar panels all over, on top of mountains and wherever, to generate, and we move away from a culture every time. Yeah, there's no water in the Caribbean Dam. And this is what is wrong with us. Zambia is not a poor country. I thought Hichilema was going to invest in that, because what kind of country would run each 3 hours Nema gets and then the other 21 hours Murim darkness? What kind of productivity would come out of that? Agriculture is dead. Industry will die. Factory production is dead. Education, hospitals, whatsoever, anything, businesses, even towns. What kind of a town would operate is Nama gets? Saka inena problem ya vana vachini. For now, Hichilema has been in power for how many years? If he had really started from day one, if it means vanhu vambostafa vakomana, timbonganza mari, titenge solar panels, tidyare plants of solar panels, tidyare windmill to produce electricity. Ngavataure naZimbabwe ava vane coal yakawandisa, votsvaga pamwe pano pane madams, voplanta some generating power generating plants, and then they start to import coal from Zimbabwe. Yakatiwandisira coal iri muZimbabwe. We don't even know what to do about it. And then produce electricity for Zambia. These very two countries, they're very stupid. These two countries, Zambia and Zimbabwe, Kariba Dam all the time. As well as people like Dangote, when they come, how can he invest when you guys never gets? Chirakati ndine $1 billion that I want to invest. I don't invest in what, because whatever that he has to plant in that country, it needs electricity. Saka Dangote or plant a big production factory, and then all anima gets a food. I don't know what is wrong with our leadership. Surely Hichilema should have done better in terms of electricity, because it's a crisis in Zimbabwe. In right, fine, akaitama roads and so on, but I should think than tarred roads. Sure, it's better, because mukavane electricity, there is enough food, there's enough business. One business, and then that business makes a GDP to grow. My excess GDP, mochitora ikoko manje makudzosera ku road. Pane kutanga nema roads, nyika iri murima. Zvobatsira chi? Because roads are there to transport goods and it. But if you cannot produce goods, you cannot produce agricultural production, your industry has to produce some artifacts and goods. Saka ma roads ndeshi. I think it's about priorities, in seeing the very important. That's why Dangote went straight to talk about power. You can't do anything without power, and that's the truth. Vanonyadzisa now. Regai vatataniswe nevamwe nema one term vabude vainde, because hazivi zvavari kuita. So now let me now take you to the Jojo tank. So yesterday we were saying because that video was saying Angawe Akuzosaina, and yet we now understand he was actually trying to get crash, according to the report that is here. It's coming from the news box. Can you see that this one is Mkungunugwa? Look at how much he wrote. All this is giving examples and denying that we cannot Chivayo had gone to boycott. Ukangona varakashi vakuramba nyaya mova matoziva kuti right, there's a story already there. So there is your Murakashi denying kuti ndo zvakaitika when it comes to the issue of so he says here the narrative being spun by certain quarters regarding movements yesterday is a classic case of misinformation laced with envy and fundamental misunderstandings of how high-level business operates. What are you talking about? You talk about high-level business. What high-level business are you talking about? So you must sit down, Wafan. So we hear that the men wanted to get crushed, and then Hans Paketama running battles at the Statehouse, where he wanted to, to use his power and or his proximity to Mnangagwa to want to get crushed that signing ceremony. So the news hawks are saying prominent flamboyant ex-convict, the tenderpreneur Wycliffe Chivayo, crashed the State House in Harare yesterday in a desperate bid to attend the meeting between Emerson Mnangagwa and Nigerian billionaire Aliko Dangote to sign a US $1 billion investment deal, but was barred from the event. The incident left Mnangagwa's security and protocol teams fretting, and those attending the event bewildered. Chivayo had lied to his hangers-on that he was going to meet Dangote to sign a mega deal, and officials were waiting for him at Statehouse. His social media hacks started posting false stories about the issue with the narrative that he had an appointment with Mnangagwa and Dangote. Chivayo used the false claim to worm his way into Statehouse to try to crash the meeting for a photo opportunity, as there was no business deal between him and Dangote. Before that, Chivayo had begged state officials and organizers to attend the event, but was rebuffed. Apart from Mnangagwa and Dangote, the meeting was attended by cabinet ministers, government officials, and business executives. Chivayo, who expressed public ambition to be a billionaire and always hobnobs with presidents in Africa and rich people whenever he gets a chance, stormed the State House uninvited and tried to crash the meeting, but was stopped dead in his tracks by Mnangagwa's aides, including his son Sean, who is part of this close security unit, and turned away. It was drama, a spectacle. Chivayo was not invited to the meeting. He had spent some time trying to convince the president's protocol and security team that he should be allowed to attend Dangote meeting. He begged them for days, but all in vain. He badly wanted to see Dangote and pitch his quick back schemes, but as usual, he had also seen a big photo opportunity for himself. So he contrived to deceive or scam the hangers-on and state officials. All he wanted was to get a photo with Dangote to enhance his status, and in the process, scam people that he's signing deals with the richest man in Africa, wealthiest black person in the world. Chivayo likes Dangote, but for his own interest. Yes, he truly admires him, but the difference is that one is a genuine businessman, while the other is a tenderpreneur. The business model, their business model, values, and ambitions are so different and not aligned at all. So anyway, the report goes on and on, but this is just an embarrassment. So the other thing that I saw, which I loved my lungs out, was a video that was cooked by the guys. You know, because that was kumana wanobika. I don't know big. Yeah, equal video ya Chivayo but just pa State House. From that video that we played yesterday, is why he has come to sign the deal. So taona video ya kubuda manje of Chivayo. There it is. Our people are creative, I tell you. So this is the story. This is exactly what happened. I think that's why it's not gonna any pictures of Chivayo and Dangote. I think he wanted to use that opportunity to cleanse himself. And Joshua Deagatorwa mafoto na Dangote, he could have used that to cleanse himself and try to show the world as if he's an authentic businessman. Yet we know that he is just some kind of chiganan. So this is what it is, family. Quite very interesting what we are seeing happening in the nation. Otherwise, let's keep watching and let's keep praying. Quite a lot is happening. So amen. Regarding Erisha and Dangote chigananda chiku Nigeria, ask Nigerians. Yeah, but my sentiments actually no siana. But but no one I do the authentic wano classify the rich people of the world kunopinda wana strive kuya tinoona iye achiverengwawo but vanani weekly unanata gure hatipindi ikoko. So I don't know whether really this man anekamuka ugananda also, I don't know. Hanzi henalo shoni wa mamoyo wakagona. Produce. Hanzi wakagona, right? People are just laughing. Hanzi chihembe chacho chakapfekwa saka muchi envelope chakabata chine kuna chachine tumapepa kato kuno presenter pana Dangote, but zvakabva zvafosha. As for Chivayo Statehouse is like Mpare Musika to him when he can walk in and out with reckless abandon and carefree. But this time around, I think Agent is now thinking of elections instead of building, and stop congratulating sham elections in Tanzania. Right. So this is the situation. Quite very interesting. Let's keep praying and let's keep believing. I've also said that, remember, we are having the Dark World 33. We are going to be talking about the book of Daniel. So let's meet then. That will be the last show of the day. I think we have 2 more shows to go before we get to that one. Remain blessed. Shalom.